The show you are about to listen to is intended for mature audience only. There will be things said that may not be appropriate for younger audience and may offend you. We at Whatever Talk would like to apologize in advance, but really, get over it.
What up, though, folks? Welcome to Whatever Talk, the show where we talk about whatever we seem to be talking about the moment you hearing it. I'm your host, Dottie, and I got a guest, uh, returning, whatever ways you want to use the way you repeat. BG Howard, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm stumbling right now in the beginning stages of this, but it's all good.
Hey, that's life, man. That's life. If it wasn't challenging, it'd be boring.
We talking about whatever that's on your mind. Speak your mind, don't be shy. This is your time to shine.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be boring. Like, oh, if it wasn't for what we call stupidity, I don't think life would be as entertaining.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I know mine wouldn't.
Exactly. Hey, whether you want to admit it or not, or whatever you want to say about it, what we call niggerdom is entertainment.
Okay. Hey, why complain, right? It's just laugh it off and keep moving.
It is a thin line between entertainment and fear.
This
in
is
in
true.
this particular case, dealing with niggas.
And you know what? A lot of people laugh because they are afraid.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. Hey, laughter is a coping mechanism.
This is true. Whatever it takes to get you through.
Yep, yep, yep. Imagination is everything,
That's key. It is key.
or at least more than what we give it credit for. Imagination.
This is true. This is true.
Yes,
Valid
yes,
point nonetheless.
yes. So you said you've been good. It's been a minute since I talked to you. I've been missing some of the really dope people I had conversations with because I really haven't recorded too much on my own show.
Really?
Yeah, I've been on a not a hiatus. I just ain't been out actually set out and looking for anything outside of the last show I sent you. Probably because I just ain't really just come back. And when I went on vacation right before the latest show that came out, episode 200 with the
Yeah.
women that I sent you, I had went on vacation about a week after that, and that was about a month ago. And I just ain't really got into my show outside of just promoting what I got out already. So
It's difficult to get back into the swing of things because when you take that high, I call it a lull, you
mhm.
you 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 lose the rhythm, and then when you come back, it's like do I how do I do it's like
I understand that. I understand. I didn't per se lose the rhythm. I just didn't just hop back into it. I've been doing editing, editing. I
oh,
just haven't been doing any
so you're
recording.
still busy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been on, yesterday I just was a guest on another person's show. So I like being guest, and I have done a couple of my what I call those, well, talking to myself, whatever, talking to myself videos. I did a couple of those, but I do got to manage my time better because I got to get those over to YouTube because those are only on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And so I gotta start spreading those around, see if I can get some traffic with those where, somebody questioning, have any questions or they say so about it, hear their perspectives on it and all that stuff. So I just basically just gotta start releasing stuff versus just editing all the time.
Okay, so you gotta get you actually gotta put the product out there.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm actually recording the last episode you were a part of. Who are you? Question, your brain or your soul.
Right.
And I'm listening to that, editing that right now. And I thought of another thing that can be added to that category of who are you, your brain or your soul. I thought about souls
Hmm.
before they became in a vessel we call a body.
Right.
What were they per se? We have the some concepts of them being angels, what we call angels, being put in to a human's body, and they're living their lives, but not necessarily knowing that they're living their lives, because
Well,
we don't remember, if that be the case, we don't remember ourselves being anything other than what we are prior.
okay, I can go with that. However, from what I've read, studied, learned, understand, came to understand, we are spiritual beings, i.e.,
Mm-hmm.
souls, spirits, however you want to term it, and upon our birth, okay, is I can't. It's hard. Okay, think about it from a spiritual standpoint. From a spiritual perspective,
Mm-hmm.
it is against God's law. It is against God's own law for a spirit to exist in this realm without a body. Ergo, the reason why God, in the form of Jesus, had to go through the birthing process in order to be here. Otherwise, he would have been breaking his own law. That's why spirits without bodies are called demons, because they're breaking that spiritual law as established by the Creator. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I can get that perspective on that, because when you said that, I thought of these two things. Is that one? What? Hmm. Keep it in on the spiritual side, and according to the Bible, those supposed angels that came to give the word of God, like for instance, I forget which one, at which angel it was, but the one who told, is it David's mom, that or David's parent or father, that they're going to have be with child. Who was the one who, when they said that the angel struck them to be a mute until the birth of
No, that
their
was not
child?
that was not David and Mary. That was oh gosh.
Well, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. But
Okay.
the angel, the most prominent angels uh, were Michael and Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gabriel was actually a warring angel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Oh, my bad to cut you up, but go ahead,
no.
continue.
I'm just trying to because I gotta shift my mind to spiritual mood because I was somewhere else. Um,
Well, I didn't want it to go too depth into this. I just was, we're making a rebuttal of what you just made a statement on. Even the angels that supposedly destroyed the city, who if you turn back, you turn into a pillar of salt.
right.
Those, they were supposedly existing in this planing in order for them to do that, right? Who did they have a body?
When the two, okay, I'm getting the stories confused. The two angels that came to, like, there were two angels that came. What? Yes, it was Sodom and
You know
Gomorrah.
what? I think they did have a body. I think
They
they did
did
have a body.
because they invited them in.
Yep,
They
yep,
invited
yep,
them
yep,
in, and
yep, yep.
the people of the city of the city, the men of the town, young and old, they talked about how they came to that that home, and they were talking about it. Remember the guy said to them, "I'll give you my daughter. She's here. She's untouched,
Hmm.
never been touched by a man."
That little nigga lot.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they refused the daughters because they were more interested in the men.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm. But they still took the
those were
daughters
two
though.
angels. and they were in, they did have bodies, because
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
said,
yeah. I recall it now. Yeah, I do recall it. And they still took them daughters, by the way.
yeah,
But
yeah.
did God walk the earth with Adam, or was it just the voice being heard?
Well, God does not have a per se body. He was in the presence of Jesus, but before then, he was just a spirit. So he is a spirit.
Would the spirits have footsteps? Because they heard footsteps walking through, and it was supposedly the guy, if I recall right. Okay, never mind that. What about? I guess if you create the rules, you can break them because God also tempered with free will.
Well, now that goes to another dimension, because see, he made the rules. God made the rules,
Hmm.
but he could not break his own rules, because that's the reason why Jesus had to. That's why Jesus had to go through the process of being born and raised and so on and so forth as an individual, because Jesus in the form of God in the form of Jesus could not just say, okay, well, I'm going to go down to the earth and fix things. No, he had to have a body. Ergo, the presence of Jesus.
So God do have to obey rules, even if He do create them. But that still doesn't answer the fact that He broke His rules by tampering with free will.
No, he didn't temporary free will. Now, you gotta understand.
With
A
the
lot of times,
Pharaoh, with the Pharaoh, he made the Pharaoh not give up the slaves on those dummy missions he was sending Moses on.
this is the thing that a lot of people make the mistake of okay, God knows before you open your mouth what's in your heart. So he knew what was in Pharaoh's heart. Pharaoh, well, what was the reason for him having slaves? What was the reason for him enslaving the Egyptians? Not because he wanted to give them freedom, because he wanted them to be his slaves. So God knew what was in Pharaoh's heart. He just allowed it to happen. Created a situation, or allowed a situation where basically Pharaoh he carried out his own will. So it's still his free will. It's just that
Okay, okay. Going off the wording of the Bible states that God states that He's going to harden the Pharaoh's heart, meaning that's tampering with free will. Using that God knows that whatever you're going to say or do before doing it, that sounds like a loophole to me to come up with. Well, since He is God, here's a loophole for something because the book used the words I'm going to harden his heart, not saying I am God. I know the Pharaoh is not going to give the slaves up. They they chose the words I going to harden his heart, meaning that's implying, or at least that's what I got from it. It's implying that he's tampering with the Pharaoh's free will. He's not giving the Pharaoh a choice to come up with the decision if I'm going to give them up or not. I'm just going to make him say no. I'm going to make him not give them up.
okay. My question: if you're in a tunnel, you can't go right or left. You look up and you see a light coming.
Hmm.
Perceptually, that's the train. If you're gonna end up there anyway, what difference does it make how fast you get there? If that train's coming and you can't stop it, you can't run from it. So the end result is you're gonna end up dead. So what's the point of delaying the process? If in other words, what I'm trying to say is, if God knew that that's where Pharaoh was going to end up anyway, was he really tampering with Pharaoh's free will, or was he just simply, as we would say, egging it along?
Well, that's still tampering, though. Going off the wording of what I read word for word, that's why I state what I stated. But going off what you just said, it's kind of like what they say, an accomplice. They say, "Hey, I didn't rob him, but I was with the guy who robbed him.
I just held the gun, right?
Exactly, and I was accomplice." So, I guess, and essentially, God has going off that definition or going off that what you just said. that perception. I'm now perceiving it as the same thing as what the devil was doing to Jesus about jumping off this mountain.
That's true.
So which